This review is brought to you by PunchOutGaming.com. On Saturday, March 11th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time, they're celebrating the 3-year anniversary. You can get 30% off all video games, systems, and accessories online or in-store. If you're doing an online purchase, be sure to use the coupon code 3YEAR30 to save 30% off your entire purchase order. Once again, that's PunchOutGaming.com.
One of the aspects I really like about the Nintendo Switch is how there seems to be somewhat of an emphasis on retro stuff on this system. I talked about it on another video talking about the lack of a virtual console and how it wasn't a big deal, but we're already starting to see a lot of retro inspired projects on the system. Super Bomberman R has already released. Recently, a bunch of Neo Geo arcade games came to the eShop, and Blaster Master Zero was announced. And I was really interested in Blaster Master Zero because Blaster Master is an awesome NES game. I think everyone has it in their NES collection because it's so cheap, but it's pretty much a forgotten franchise. Who talks about Sunsoft or Blaster Master in the modern times? Well, Blaster Master Zero has just released on the Nintendo Switch and the 3DS, and I really wanted to check it out. I thought, you know what, this is a game for me, this is a game I'm probably gonna like. But wow, I don't just like this game, I love this game. Blaster Master Zero is one of my favorite games of 2017 so far. So yeah, let's get into this review and talk about Blaster Master Zero for the Nintendo Switch.
Blaster Master on the NES was an awesome game, so seeing it return in 2017 with a remake is rather interesting considering Sunsoft hasn't been heard from in gaming in years. Blaster Master Zero has you playing as a character named Jack. Jack is on the hunt for a frog for some scientific reasoning. The story of this game isn't a huge focus, but there are some nice additions to this version of the story that make it more memorable than its NES predecessor. Intu Creates is at the helm of this game and uses an anime style of cutscene to help move the story along that actually looks really good and is really well done. I'm usually not a huge fan of anime stuff, but I really appreciated the attention to detail in the anime stylings of Blaster Master Zero. The main focus of Blaster Master Zero is of course the gameplay, which is a Metroidvania style of game. Actually, come to think of it, Blaster Master was first, so shouldn't we call them Blaster Master style games instead of Metroidvania? Nonetheless, the two gameplay elements are your vehicle, Sophia, and top-down stages. The two blend together flawlessly as well, as some areas have you using your vehicle, Sophia, and others have you hopping out and going inside of places. When you're inside of places, the game switches to a top-down view. Gunplay in the vehicle and in the top-down sections are very important, but it feels a lot more fun during the top-down segments due to the massive number of enemies and enemy variety. The game progresses through a power-up system. Basically, you get a new power-up and you can access a new area in the game. Boss battles are classic retro style, big, fast, and a lot of fun as well. I was always interested in seeing what sort of creation the developers came up with for each of the bosses, and they rarely disappoint. Even if you are a die-hard Blaster Master aficionado, there are tons of reasons to play this remake. Aside from the aforementioned cutscenes and somewhat deeper story, several areas have been remapped and retooled to give this game a fresh feeling. Modern conveniences such as well-placed save states are also included as well. The game is a little bit easier than the original NES title, but I didn't really mind this at all. What's more is there's also somewhat of a co-op mode. Think of how Super Mario Galaxy was, where another player could take a Wiimote and use it to collect stars. Well, in this game, you have a reticle and you could shoot things. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's another nice addition to give us a modern feeling game. The presentation in Blaster Master Zero is absolutely top notch as well. The graphics ooze style and brightness in the colors, and everything just looks fluid and gorgeous. Backgrounds have nice parallax scrolling, bullet fire is unique to what weapon you are using, and everything just sorta has that Shovel Knight retro style graphical feel that is perfect for retro gamers in the modern era. The music has been rescored as well, with a lot of awesome music in the game that really stands out from the original game as well. While there is a version on the 3DS available of Blaster Master Zero, I feel the Nintendo Switch version is superior for a couple reasons. First and foremost, of course, is the ability to play it either on the TV or on the tablet, and it looks absolutely fantastic either way. Second is a feature that I was very surprised that not only the game uses, but uses damn well, HD Rumble. When you're in the intro cutscene, there's a moment where the HD Rumble is incorporated into the story, and it really let me know that I was in for a treat with Blaster Master Zero. Inti Creates really did a fantastic job of taking the source material, putting their own spin on it, updating it for a modern era, and making a true classic that not only belongs right next to the original game, but dare I say might even be better than the NES classic.
So whether you're a Nintendo Switch or a 3DS owner, Blaster Master Zero needs to be in your collection. It's 10 bucks, it's dirt cheap, and it's seriously very fun. There's a high level of polish in the game, and I just had a blast playing it, no pun intended, because it's Blaster Master, except a lot better than it used to be, and it's great. It's a great game. Absolutely highly recommended if you're a fan of retro style games, or even if you're not a fan of retro style games. I think you'll find some enjoyment in this game. So yeah, definitely check out Blaster Master Zero. It's a true gem of a game, and I think it's going to be a game that a lot of, down the road that people will really appreciate, and people will really be fond of this game because it kicks ass. Thank you for checking out this review. Let me know if you picked up Blaster Master Zero, or if you plan to now. Make sure if you're new here, you subscribe to the channel. Check out other videos on the channel. If you really like my face, check out my Patreon page. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.